Hey everybody, today we're going to re-release the Gen 5 Glock 19X review. We recorded this a few months ago and had a lot of likes, a lot of views, but there were a lot of filler words in that review. So we've decided to bring that back to the editing floor, cut out a bunch of those filler words, and re-release that nice and clean. So I hope you guys enjoy this new re-release of the Glock 19X. Enjoy. The Glock 19X. Hey everybody, welcome to the Concealed Carry channel. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Grant McLean. I have an awesome review. We are going to review the Glock 19X. This is like the unicorn right now. Very hard to find. Before we jump into this review, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and throw something in the comment sections. I don't know, something awesome, whatever. I do want to thank Northwest Armory. Those folks have been awesome to us here at the channel, making sure that we can get guns in our hands and break those down, dissect the pros, cons, features, so on and so forth. That way you know where to put your money, if it's going to be a good fit for you or not. I also want to say thank you to X-Hunt. X-Hunt has been awesome about working with us on these cool reactive targets. I know they have some new projects going on, so go to xhunttargets.com. I know they're doing a voting thing right now where you can select a target to vote on for their next project, and they're kind of doing like a Kickstarter thing where you can pre-order them. If you get in early, you get like a 30% off discount. So X-Hunt Targets, thank you guys. Love working with you guys, loving what you're doing. Northwest Armory, love you guys too. If you do need to order a gun, they are shipping to all the local FFLs within the U.S. Visit nwarmory.com, and if you happen to pop in the store, tell them that Grant McLean over the Concealed Carry channel sent you, and of course they're going to make sure to take good care of you and give Khaki lots of love because he is a fantastic puppy. Without further ado, let's jump into the review of the Glock 19X. Let's go ahead and pop this case open, and just like most Glocks, this thing is packed. Squeeze it all in there. There it is. Look at this. Beautiful. What we have here, starting at the top, is we have the firearm, the Glock 19X. The mag that's going to come in the gun is going to be a 17-round flush fit mag. We have two 17-round mag, and then they put the base plate extension on there. Very nice. We have a set of back straps there. Got your little mag loader. Lock. You have your cleaning rod and brush. And you have your envelope with the rest of your paperwork. We're going to keep that one sealed because this is a brand new gun. And this is going to find a new home after the review. Yes. Glock 19X. This is a Gen 5. This is a compact with a question mark. Glock calls this part of their crossover lineup, and it's like the Glock 45. And what I mean by that is it is a Glock 19 slide, so it has a 4-inch barrel. It's a compact slide with the 17 frame, so it's pretty much just like the 45 is, but obviously there's going to be a few aesthetic differences, and there's a few other things which we're going to go over in the review. So in this review, I'm going to be comparing this to the Glock 19 and the Glock 45. Double stacked, 9mm, polymer frame, metal slide. Now, like I said, the capacity on this, 17 plus 1 in the flush fit. There. And 19 plus 1 with the mag extension. Now, this has the same 4-inch barrel as the 45 and the 19. The dimensions with the flush fit mag are basically the exact same as the 45. So the length on this is 7.4 inches. The height is 5.5 inches. With the flush fit, with the extended mag, this is 6.2 inches. And the width on this is 1.3 inches. The weight on this, with your flush fit mag unloaded, is 1 pound 9 ounces. Now, a lot of that is going to be the same as the Glock 45. Here's probably the biggest difference in the specs is this. The Glock 45 is $649 MSRP. The Glock 19 is $749 MSRP, so there is a $100 difference. However, these are kind of like a unicorn. I don't see many of these, and the ones that I do, they get swiped up super fast. So I will tell you this. This gun, I was not able to shoot this exact gun at the range. I have shot 19Xs. However, between the shooting of the Glock 45 and shooting of the 19, I am fairly confident that I can give you a good review on this, being that I have shot this gun, I have shot those other two guns, and I've kind of compiled an average between the 19 and the 45 because you're not looking at a huge difference in the grip or the barrel length or anything like that that would make me feel that I would need to take this specific gun to the range to give you a good review. So this is brand new, unfired. We're going to keep it that way because it is going to find a new owner after this review. Let's go ahead and jump into our findings at the range. I have two sets of targets here. This first one is going to be the Glock 45 target. So we have our 3, 5, 7, and 10 yards. The second one here, this is going to be the Glock 19 target. Now, what I did on the 3, 5, 7, and 10 yards, we did our usual thing where we do 5 shots in 2 seconds. So what I did was I took the groupings from the 3, 5, 7, and 10 yards and put together an average of those. For the 3 yards, the average was 1.25 inch group at 3 yards. The 5 yards was 2.45 inches as an average group. The 7 yards was 3.8, and the 10 yard average was 2.75. I don't know what's up with that 7 yards. It almost seems like every time I shoot the 3, 5, 7, and 10 yards, the 7 yard one is the one where I always get the grouping gets big and then it tightens right back up at 10 yards. If you get your ruler out and you take a look at that, that is some pretty small groups. Obviously, there's going to be professional shooters that can, do better than that. But I am not by any means sad about that. If you're looking for a good, accurate gun, this is from a standing position, just taking the gun, pressing it out, and then 5 shots, 2 seconds. Pretty happy about that. So that was our findings at the range. We're gonna do what I usually do here and start from the top and kind of go down, because you are gonna see some differences between this, the 19, and the 45. Let's start at these sights. I really like these sights. These are a 3-dot sight, except for the difference is these are actually metal and they're tritium night sights. This is typically what people will put on to their Glocks. So with the 19 here, you have that U shape with the white dot in the front, and these are plastic. People will take off those sights, put on tritium night sights, metal ones at least. So when I talk about the price being $100 more than a Glock 45, keep in mind these sights are going to surpass that $100 price difference like that. Sights, really like them. Let's talk about the slide. The slide has a nice coating to it, a nice finish. I do wish that the slide had the front serrations. Like the 19 has the front serrations, and it does not have a optic cut on the top, as you can see there. I do wish that this had the MOS system. I know a friend of mine who has a 19 with a red dot on there. He has a Trijicon RMR, and he had to get it milled in there, and it looks beautiful on his gun. But I wish that they would have done this just from the factory on this gun. On the Glock 45, you can get that as a MOS. So if you do plan on doing a red dot on there, you can get the MOS system on a Glock 45. And it will also have the front serrations too, same as the 19. As you can see here on my Gen 5, it is an MOS 19 with the front serrations. They did the beveling on the front of the frame and the barrel, which I really like. Outside of that, there is not too much more to this gun. Let's talk about the controls here real quick. The slide lock release here is ambidextrous, as you can see. So for your lefties out there, you'll like that. The mag release here is, you can change it from left to right. So right now it's set up on the left side there. So for you lefties, if you wanted to change that over to the right side, no problem. And then of course the takedown mechanism there is also ambidextrous. The mag release here, Glock says that it's enhanced, it's larger. I'll have you guys take a look and, you know, tell me. It is like maybe a millimeter bigger. Chances are you'll probably, it's not to me to say that is a selling feature to this over a 45 or a 19 is the mag release being enhanced. It is like a millimeter, and more than likely you'll probably replace that mag release anyways. It operates just like the mag release does on a 19 or a 45 because it is a little bit bigger. I don't have very long fingers, and so it does help me get a little bit more positive of a purchase. But you know, like I've said before, I want to keep this 19 as factory as possible, so when people go shooting with me, they can experience a factory 19 if they want to have the Gucciest of Glocks. That's why I have a Zevo Z9, so they can try that out too when people go shooting with me. But for a factory Glock mag release, this is the best one that they have, in my opinion. But nonetheless, I would probably upgrade it anyways, because for some reason, I just hate plastic mag releases. But hey, that's up to you. It might be a feature that you don't care about. Could be something where it's already in the works when you get the gun anyways, right? So let's go into the trigger here real quick. I'm kind of beating up on Glock a little bit here, but they say it's smoother. It's a smoother trigger. I don't know about that. You know, it feels just like the 45. It's got some take up. The reset is not short or anything like that. I'm not going to say that it is, I mean, really any smoother than the 19 is. You know, I mean, the tone is different. You know, you can hear there's a little bit different tonality in the firing of, you know, when it fires. But other than that, I'm not going to say that it's a smoother trigger. But keep in mind, I have way over 2,000 rounds through this gun. You know, that's another thing too, is keep in mind, this gun has not a lot of mileage on it, just a little bit of mileage on it. And I would say it's broken in at this point. So just like anybody who's talking about upgrading their triggers, I tell them, put about 1,000 rounds through the gun. Doesn't matter what gun it is. Before you upgrade the trigger, put like 1,000 rounds through it, and then decide, okay, do I really need a trigger? Do I need to spend 100 and something bucks? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe it just looks cool, right? It's all about the looks, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the frame here. You basically have your Glock 17 frame. It's this whole area here is just like a 45, except for it's a different color. So you have your back straps, just like you do with a 19 and a 45. You got your extra long little pin here, so when you put the back straps in, you can put them through the holes. No big deal. You know, you have your Glock rail in the front there, so, you know, you can add on every accessory under the moon to that thing. I do like this little lanyard kind of loop there at the bottom. That's pretty cool. And when you have the extended mag in there, it does look pretty good. It does look good. The finish on The mag itself is a little more glossy than the actual frame. You know, that might drive some of y'all's OCD a little crazy, being that this looks a little bit more buffed versus this being more of a matte satin finish. You know, I mean, that is definitely the out of all of this stuff I'm talking about, that's the make or break right there. I'm kidding. This is a great gun either way. As far as safeties go, typical safety on the trigger there of the Glock. Just make sure that you do get your finger nice positive purchase on that trigger when you go to fire the gun, or you're not going to disengage the safety. Simple as that. I wish they would have done some serrations into the trigger of the plastic. I don't see that being something hard that, you know, if you wanted to get that done, you could. There's a couple other companies that do those little serrations in the trigger, so I believe the CZ is one of those, and that CZ P10C, and then they also have the full-size P10s, but, you know, that could be another gun that you might want to consider, too, if you're looking at this particular type of platform. But let's not go too off in the weeds here. Let's concentrate on this beauty. Grip texture, exact same grip texture you're going to have on the 19 and the 17 and the 45. Nothing too crazy there. I really do like this type of texture versus their smaller subcompacts like the 43. That one's just too smooth, too soft, you know what I mean? I do like to get that little bit of bite in there, especially when your hands start to get sweaty. I do like that grip. Of course, it is boxy. That's kind of Glock's thing, you know. You got to embrace it if you're going to be a Glock guy, or a Glock person, I should say. My experience with shooting the Glock 19X, and like I said, I did not shoot this particular 19X. And the reason why I didn't have the 19X that I shot at the range here is because it's been modified. I want you to have something that you can see and that I talk about that you can actually go to the gun store and buy as is. Because it drives me insane when I see reviews on YouTube and things like that, and they're like, oh, well, here's my concealed carry, and it's been modified by about 5 gunsmiths and custom shops, and they have all this stuff, and you're like, well, where the hell am I going to go buy that? So that's why I didn't have that specific 19X on my channel, is because I want this to be something you guys, you know, can actually go purchase. Well, if you can find one, right? So, but in my experience with shooting my buddy's 19X was just like shooting the 45. You're going to get that extra grip to it, which I do like, because the 19, the regular 19, the grip is shorter. Now, if you don't have very wide palms like myself, then the grip is going to be right at the bottom of your palm, as you can see there. So you may not even really notice too much of a difference because the grip is longer than your palm is anyway. But if you do have wide palms, you can see this goes way below my palm. And so if you do have big hands, that 17 size frame on the 19X over the 45 is a very nice fit, definitely. But shooting my buddies at the range, the recoil fairly manageable. You know, there's a couple things that I might recommend to, you know, bring down the muzzle flip, like tungsten guide rod in there. And, you know, I know some people will put lights on there, and the lights are definitely going to add on a little bit of weight to it. And then, of course, you know, you can see stuff from like Parker Mountain Machine where they're doing compensators, you know, to direct the gases up. That stuff, you know, you can always add on to it at a later time. But outside of that, you know, taking a look at my experience and my targets here from the range, you know, that 3.57 and 10 yards, those are, I don't think I'm ever going to be mad at an average of 2.75 inches at 10 yards between, you know, the 19 and the 45. I mean, that is, so recoil management, you know what, like anything else, practice, 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 make sure you get a good grip, and, you know, even take some handgun classes at your local range to, you know, really figure out, okay, how do I hold this gun properly for my shooting style. Accessories, I don't know if I even need to talk about that because it's a Glock. Everything on the market, you know, I've said this a few times that I feel that, you know, the Glock is like the F-150. You know, I had a comment where somebody said, hey, watch it with those F-150 comments. But, you know, the truth of the matter is I feel that Glock is the pistol that guns are measured against. Kind of like, you know, the F-150. It's the pickup that most pickups are like measured against. It's going to do a little bit more here and there and you know, things like that, and people are going to customize the heck out of them. Same with these bad boys, except for I feel like this has a few customizations already done to it, like the extended mag release, a little bit, you know, the little lanyard loop, the night sights there. But I still feel that there is a few things that I would add to this even after purchasing it, but it's not something that I feel you're going to grab this gun and take it home and be like, okay, I need to tear this thing all apart, or else it's just not going to be for me. With that being said, you guys, thank you again for coming on the channel, checking out the review for the Glock 19X. I wish you the best of luck if this is the gun that you want to get. Visit our friends at nwarmory.com. The folks over in Northwest Armory have been fantastic with providing guns for the channel, and you know what? They get these in from time to time, so you want to keep a close eye on the website. The second you see it, buy that baby. I don't think you're going to be sad at all. But like I said, if this is something that you're looking for and you're not, you know, married to the FDE finish, consider the Glock Model 45. And if your hands are, you know, maybe a medium to small size hand, you know what? Also consider the 19, because the grip is going to be just pretty much shorter. And so your hand might not even be big enough to notice a difference, because it's not even going to get all the way down towards the bottom of the frame anyways. That's my personal opinion, but jump on nwarmory.com. Get the gun the second you see it. Ship it to your local FFL. Again, I want to say thank you to the folks over at X Hunt Targets. They are doing some awesome stuff. Make sure you go to xhunttargets.com. Vote for your favorite target, because they have this cool project going on with their next target they're producing. They got that cool thing where you can get 30% off when you pre-order the target. It's kind of like a Kickstarter thing, but just cooler, right? Hit that like, subscribe, and throw something in the comments. That helps out the channel quite a bit. Other than that, you guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. So the length on this is 7 point... Oh, oops. That's a height. Okay. Actually, Smith & Wesson doesn't do that. What am I talking about? Who does that? Gun reviews happen. Alright, that can't go in the bloopers. That was just horrific. My God. Yeah, I tell you one thing though. You're not going to have a problem finding this case amongst all the other Glock cases, because it's the only one that looks like baby shit. Has anybody seen my Glock 19 case? Which one is it? It's the one that looks like baby shit. I like it. Well, I don't like baby shit. That's weird. It's disgusting. I like this gun though. I like it a lot. People are lucky to get this one. That's for sure.